Hello everybody, my name is Dr. Anna Balog-Sabo and I'm teaching geology at Virginia Western Community College for the last 20 years. Um, since the beginning of the distance learning education, I've been interested in developing distance learning classes. I took courses in how to do better distance learning classes, and I have been teaching hybrid classes for like the last 10 years. About 2 years ago, I started to develop the complete distance learning classes, and I have been experiencing my students' complaints about how expensive the textbooks are. So by now, my course is developed enough that actually it could be done without purchasing the books. Uh, I am basically gonna guide you through the whole class and show you what have I done, and I hopefully can give you some ideas. I am teaching a 4 credit, two actually two science sequence, 2 4 credit classes with labs, and I have completely finished the labs for the physical geology, geology 105 class, and I'm working on doing the lab kits for the historical geology class. I was actually searching online to be able to buy a lab manual with rock and mineral kits to be able to do it online that way. But then I called around and it turned out that the cheapest set, the cheapest lab manual with mineral and rock kits were about $210. So I decided I was not going to do that. Instead, I'm going to show you exactly what I have done. So I'm going to show you my blackboard for the physical geology class. And this is a class I'm running as we speak. As you can see, each week I put up exactly what they have to do from the beginning. And if something is not very easy to understand, I am actually putting up videos. Every time I feel like they need some explanation, I just make a screen capture and put it on YouTube. I use YouTube because a couple of times I lost my work at Virginia Western when they went to a different software or something happened. So I've decided that I'm just gonna make sure that I will not lose it ever again. So I'm posting everything to YouTube or in Blackboard, of course. So the first thing I always do, this way they actually know who I am. I'm making up an introductory. I've done it for physical and historical. Even if I run it hybrid anymore, I always make movies, and I can tell you that my students absolutely love it. They all say that very few professors have YouTube videos or any kind of videos online. They have to just use slideshows, and that's not really helping them much. So here we are. I'm just gonna show you a little bit of the intro into the class. I'm using Camtasia. It's a software I purchased actually, and basically I'm screen capture.
Hello everybody, this is Dr. Anna Balog-Sabo, and I will be your physical geology professor during this upcoming spring semester during 2016. So let's jump into the class material, which is, as you know, located in Blackboard. So I will open my webs. You know, you started from which contains information, and you're gonna pick the Blackboard one, and that.
As I go through the chapters, as I go through the weeks, each week I put up what they have to do during that week, what kind of learning unit they have to go through, if they have any internet exercises or labs to do, and I run discussion board, and each week something comes up on discussion board also what they have to do. as I said, if anything else like tests comes up, I will let them know right here. I'm gonna show you the learning unit. This is the core of my class, basically. Each learning unit has certain parts. One is the objective. Under the objective, I got the study material and review questions. And it starts with the review questions each time. I'm not going to bring this up. They are just review questions. And then I have the PPT, the slideshow, PowerPoint slideshow. And I kind of asked them in the syllabi to print this out. And I also have the YouTube videos, which they can watch. I'm gonna bring one up, but I will shut it down so I won't talk.
Hello, everybody.
So right there,
Today start
they
with
expected
the first
for their
chapter
class
in
credit.
physical geology.
For their class credit, they will have to sign up for my YouTube, and if they do, then they will be able to sign every single video segment of every single chapter, so I know that they actually watched it. So you can see that this is the student, and that's her class, and then she has to say something about it. So this is how it goes. Each segment will have all students sign it and tell something about it. This is basically their class participation. It's just like being in the classroom, basically. They supposedly have their slideshows. They're taking notes because I'm pointing out what is important in that. After the students go through the narrated slideshow with their PowerPoint and took notes, they have the chance to actually watch other YouTube videos and look up other websites which works with the exact same topic. As you can see, I formed a bunch of OER YouTube videos where they can learn about the same topic. So I think all this material gives them enough knowledge without the book to be able to learn everything about physical geology which needs to be learned for quality education. So as you can see, I collected a bunch of videos from other websites. At the end of the learning unit, they got to do the assignments right here. So I just go back to learning unit 1. So here is the assignments, and they either have to do internet exercises, which is using World Wide Web or Google Earth to learn more about the topic, which is going through, like sustainable development is very, very important in chapter 1, the dynamic Earth. So they have to do an internet exercise. They will have to go out and look up a bunch of data and interesting facts about the topic. So that's what I have in the learning units. Also, we're working with discussion board. And with the discussion board, each week there will be something interesting related to the studied material topic they have to discuss in class. So I put up something that week, like geology in the news. They do have to find interesting articles in a certain website, and they'll have to write about the article, and other students will have to talk with them, ask questions, or just talk with each other, like this one. As you can see, they talk with each other. So this is our discussion and class participation. So at the end of each learning unit, when they finish the assignment, they will have to Dropbox it. So here is the Dropbox, the assignment Dropbox. Each week I have a folder and that's where they Dropbox their assignments. Like this, for example, is the metamorphic lab, and that automatically goes into the grade center. So when I look up the grade center, it's all there. As you can see, all their tests, internal exercises, everything is there. This class is almost done, so therefore basically I have all the grades in. I also want to talk to you about the labs and how I made it OER, really OER. As I told you that it was really, really expensive, so what I did, I'm gonna go to the mineral lab because I have videos about it, so I kind of like it. So this was the first lab I made up, and again, we have the objectives, and I'm going to the study material, and as you can see, I have the slideshow. I have the another slideshow about the minerals they will have to know. I will give them mineral quiz online based on what they learn, and then I got the helping material, different websites and labs. And I'm gonna show you the lab, the mineral lab right here under the assignment. They have the mineral lab, and then they also have to grow their own mineral, which is really cool. They have to put together the solution, so they learn what is supersaturated solution, and then they have to grow the crystals. They have to observe the whole process, and they have write notes, and they have to submit their pictures of their own minerals, which is really cool because they learn how the mineral growth is happening, which is a fantastic observation. We cannot do that in the class because we just don't have an overnight possibility that much. And here's the mineral lab. So I made up the kits, the mineral kits, and I wrote labs to it. So they have to open up the lab, and they have to take out the minerals, and then they will have to actually look it up. And as you can see, for information regarding the physical properties of the minerals, they have to look at their slideshows, the minerals to know slideshow, and then I made a bunch of YouTube videos about the different properties of minerals, so they will be able to actually watch it as it's happening, which I really think is very, very helpful because they will understand. And it seems like that as they were doing their mineral identification and mineral labs, that they used this with their videos, and they really helped. It really helped them. So this is where they have the mineral kit, and they have to actually look at those kits and answer all these questions. They have to fill up the table. So I strictly wrote these labs to their samples, which is in their mineral kit. Hi everybody, this is Dr. Anna, and I'm here to talk to you about the preparation of your lab so you are able to work with actual minerals and rocks. So what I have to go through, because first I tried to find a lab manual on the internet which comes with pieces of rocks and minerals so you can actually study with them. However, the cheapest one I could find was $213 per person, so that means that you would have had to spend $213 extra to do your lab, so that would have really increased your fee for this class. So what I have decided that instead I'm going to do it myself. So this is my day 4 into the process, and as you can see, I had to break up the minerals and to relatively small pieces. Some of them are pretty small because I'm kind of limited on what we have here at the department. And after doing that, I had to actually put a little mark, a white mark with the white out, and then put numbers on them. So at the end, you're gonna have a little bag of minerals. And it is very important to please be careful with them. It might be in a different bag by the time you check it out of the library, but nonetheless, this is my heart. I worked really hard to put this together, so please don't lose it and handle it carefully. Some of them are really small, but that's all I could do. So please handle them carefully, and when you finish studying with them, please put them back exactly the way you found it and check it back into the library so the next students can use it and they don't have to pay any money for this. So please work with me on this, and I really appreciate your help. This way, you're gonna get the labs for free, so you don't have to pay that much for it. Thank you. So the first part of the work have started right here. I'm working with my hammer, or sometimes I'm working with that pressure breaker. And the way it goes is that I put the mineral in like this one, and I put it under here. And then I have to break it like this. It didn't happen. So you can see that to make any piece takes a little while, because it has to be just perfect, because I really do want you to be able to see the cleavage of these minerals. And I haven't even started with the rocks yet. But see, it really broke nice. So you will be able to study the cleavage and the breakage of the minerals. So it's really cool. And I mean, you can see that it's really messy. I will have to clean it up before school starts tomorrow. Yeah, so it's really, now you know the whole process. Hey, right now I'm putting together your mineral and rock test kits. Each kit will include the low hydrochloric acid bottle. This is 2 molar hydrochloric acid, which is really weak, so you don't have to worry about it. But also don't just put it on yourself. It will include the glass plate. It will include the copper piece, which is testing hardness of 3. It will include the nail, which is about hardness of 4.5. It includes a magnet, and it will include the strict plate. And it is extremely important, and I will put money on it. So please make sure that you don't lose any part of it, and return it into the library. When you use the strict plate, when you finished using it, if you would just wash it off, like when you test the minerals strict, this is what you will do. So see, the plate gets dirty, so to clean it off you have to use just an old toothbrush. I don't know if I have any here, might not. An old toothbrush, and you want to use this. So you use the toothbrush and you can wash it off, and it becomes very clear. So please return it accordingly, because then I have to use it to other people next semester. So remember, you don't have to pay, but you have to take care of them. Otherwise, I cannot use it again. So it's important that you don't have to pay, so let other students not having to pay either. I really appreciate your help here. So what do you think about geology?
It's awesome.
You love it, don't you?